It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce and welcome the guest of honor, Dr. B. Uday Kumar Reddy. So we welcome you all on the dais, please. I request Registrar and Director Admin to come on the dais. Dr. B. Uday Kumar Reddy has a doctorate in stress management, an MBA in HR, MA in psychology, MA in philosophy, and has a PG diploma in yoga. Dr. Reddy has 27 years of postdoctoral experience in training, research, and consultancy areas. He is a subject matter expert on stress management, organizational behavior skills, team performance, creativity, negotiation and conflict resolution, self motivation and positive thinking, competency mapping, and training needs assessment. He has conducted and coordinated consultancy and training programs on stress safety net for organizational resilience, behavioral competencies, emotional intelligence, wellness training, etc. Now I would like to call Registrar and Director Admin Dr. M. Shrikant to present the memento to Dr. Uday Kumar Reddy. Now I would like to call Registrar and Director Admin to give the welcome address.
Good afternoon to all of you. Respected Dr. B. Uday Kumar Reddy, faculty, staff, and my colleagues. Some of the students are also here. Welcome for this eminent series lecture 2023 NIRDPR. I thank Dr. G. Narendra Kumar IAS, Director General NIRDPR, for conducting this eminent lecture series 2023. Last week we conducted from Dr. Endamuri Verendranath on emotional intelligence as well as success. And this particular week we are conducting on stress management. Next week we are planning to conduct a lecture on 75 years of rural development by Professor Erram Raju. So this will be on Tuesday, 28 February. So I thank Director General for giving this opportunity to conduct eminent lecture series 2023. And I also request some of our faculty colleagues or the staff, if you have anything in mind with respect to eminent lecture series, you are welcome to suggest so that we can take it forward throughout this year. As per the directions of MORD and also Government of India, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is going to be celebrated till August 2023. So that is a decision taken by the Government of India. So let us celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in this particular process. 75 years of rural development by Professor Erram Raju. I hope that all of you will attend. Yeah, today's session on stress management. Dr. Reddy is not new to NIRDPR. He worked here for 22 years and attendance seems to be thin, sir. Maybe they are not feeling the stress, the people who are not attending the program. So anyway, I hope that they will join after some time. Yeah, regarding stress management, I feel that I am a novice in this area, but still there is a long way to go when it comes to the stress management, because everyone feels the stress. It is not confined to executives. The stress management is not only confined to the executives. Right from the subordinate staff to the top management, everyone will have stress management. Even the children also will feel the stress during these exams times, because every week my children, they write the exam. So sometimes I feel that they are more stressful compared to the generation that we saw maybe some 20 years back or 30 years back. I never felt stress at the time when I was studying. Only at the time of getting a job, maybe I was feeling stressful. And yeah, now even after getting the job, also I never felt stress. Maybe because I'll give stress to the others. The subordinates maybe, but they know better. Yeah, I mean, in a sense, if you happen to read a book, I am okay, you are okay. A book written by Thomas A. Harris way back in 1960s. This is on transactional analysis. He was talking about the characters of the human beings by segregating into 9 spheres. And I recommend, if you have time, I am okay, you are okay. So afterwards, I recently happened to read Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. So this is also a book very much well researched and on emotional intelligence, executive IQ. Nowadays we call it. So, sir, we have 55 faculty and then around 200 above staff who will be working in different cadres. So I hope that you have done enough homework for this particular session, and also you have come out with some, what is this exercise. So all of them will participate very vigorously. I hope that this session will be successful by through participatory sessions. So I will hand the mic over to you, sir. You can take over for 90 minutes. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. At the outset, let me express my heartfelt thanks to NIRD management. Okay. All right. So already Registrar told me to have this session for 90 minutes. I think till 90 minutes I have my free time. Yes. This subject is something, reading books may not be useful. Listening to something, stress management lecture also may not be so much useful. It is just like swimming. How much information about swimming may make you swim? Difficult. You have to get into the water. Likewise, this stress management, to get into the subject, you are all academic background people, you like data, you like the latest data and also credible data. And let me give some orientation, what it is, what you thought of and what it is. Right, this is the latest, only 2 months back, by Gallup, is a world-renowned research institute. This is basically state of the global workplace 2022 report, end of the 22. I think January 23 you got this report. And what they mentioned about stress among world's employees reached all-time high. They are talking exclusively on workplace stress, not general stress, not in the community. And what they mentioned, globally it is 44%. Mean 44 people in 100, they are under stress. Globally. Coming to India, around 32. The highest is Turkey 66 and Greece 64. And this is the data. This is one of the emotional aspect, that is the stress. Coming other worry, we have anger, we have sadness. I'm not going to talk more about it. I'll become more stressful. I'll confine myself to the stress. It means that world is worrying about stress. Second thing is, there are two aspects of human being when they are in working condition. One thing is called engagement. There is an issue today. Engagement, work engagement. And second thing is well-being. These two are really very, very low, not much, and we have to do much about it. One thing is engagement is 21 globally. and also well-being is 33. Coming to India, it is only 13%, that is well-being, and 26%, that is engagement. So why it is so important? This will make or break the human life. And let us go to the cost of the stress. This is based on the earliest 2015 by World Economic Forum. In coming 20 years, stress-related diseases, around 5, that $47 trillion were coming 20 years. This is really, our Indian economy is only 32 trillion. You are talking about $1 trillion, $47 trillion. And what here the point to catch, 70% is among these 5 only mental illness and cardiovascular diseases, 70%. That too, work stress is significant risk factors for CVD and depression, especially psychological health issues. This shows that stress is really matters a lot. And now let us go. One thing, we are told that here our people may be under stress or may not feel that they are not under stress. Whether they like it or not, people are under stress. It is highly subjective, so people may not come out what they have. The fact here is, there is no tomorrow that people will be free of stress. That's one thing is very fact. So one should thrive or strive for stress endurance. This is a very important word, like physical endurance. One must have stress endurance. Tomorrow stress will be higher and higher. There is no confusion. And when you look at it, I will give this particular example, charcoal versus diamond. Charcoal is also useful, temporary, but diamonds are forever. But many people, they just behave like a charcoal, may be useful for their education, may be useful for their employment, may be useful for their family temporarily. And at the end of the day, they have psychosomatic, some illness and diseases, which are treatable but not curable. And coming to this particular, how to handle this, and looking at this, ball versus box. Even surface, even it is even, to move that boxes are very, very difficult. But ball is easy, even not only in the even surface, when you think about the uneven surface also. And the stress management all about converting our box into like ball. Any human being, beginning of the day may be ball, by end of the day it will become like a box. They should know how to sizzle, how to remove the excessive stress. That's all about stress management. So, this is about the endurance part I am talking. One must have this endurance. And one more thing for Indian typical system, generally stress is not an individual headache, it is a family headache. Either before marriage or after marriage. And some of family member, if they are under stress, you cannot be happy. So today the issue is, children's, their distractions are more. Spouse, their expectations are more. And even somebody wanted to be stress-free, but if some of the family members, they have the stress, definitely it will affect the whole family. So, that to make the progress complete, they should take family as a unit, not individual as a unit. So, when you look at realizing the potential, why? Because we are not for temporary, we are forever. Optimizing the performance, some people can do something good at one point of time, again feel stress after some point of time, but they should, once they know how to optimize their stress, their performance is sustainable. The word is called sustainable performance. And lastly, the progress should be complete. There the family comes. So this is all about stress safety net. One must have this stress safety net at family level, even to the extent of organization level. Because we are living in the VUCA world. Everybody heard about the word VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Please browse that word VUCA world. Even VUCA is getting to the family now. We are a VUCA family. Volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous families. So this net is more appropriate to make our life more optimum performance. So now let us go quickly about the word stress. So many definitions. I don't want to waste much time. There is a HSC, that is Health Safety Executive. It is an adverse reaction people have to excessive pressure or any other type of demand placed upon them at work. The word is at work is something where HSC coined that we are using it. Most of the institutions are using this particular as a definition. You remember that stress is useful. Even that string, if it is very loose, won't get sound. If it is very tight, it may break. So optimum particular tightness will give you melodious sound. So this stress, that stress you call it as a positive stress. We are not talking about it. We are talking about only one stress, that is called distress, which is signs and symptoms. Signs are different from symptoms of unmanageable stress. You call it as a distress. There are more than 300 plus, but I don't want to create you that it's very difficult. But let us concentrate. At the end of the day, we think that you don't have stress, you don't have stress, but our originality will go off after some time. Like the zebra, the originality stripes. Because of stress, it loses its originality. Like that, the human being also loses its originality. Even it will dent their character also if they are facing more stress over a period of time. And I'm talking about physical, psychological, and behavioral. These are all called discomfort. We feel discomfort in the name of well-being in day-to-day basis. Just I'll give you a small example. One is called discomfort. Today, as we said that all the children, they are constantly with the cough, cold, some kind of digestive system problems and other things that we never used to have earlier. It's called frequent discomfort you are facing, even the youngsters. Second thing is called dysfunction. Today dysfunctions are many, like we know 4 very basic dysfunctions like hypertension, diabetes mellitus, and cholesterol, and also something overweight. These are all the dysfunctions, and that is all about the stress. Coming to the psychological, one thing is called concentration. Because of stress, though people IQ is more, but they are unable to concentrate because they have the concentration issue because of stress. And second thing is the memory. Even the best intelligence also cannot retrieve that information when they are under stress. And last but not least, most of the diverse family conflicts and organizational rumors, all this is nothing but emotional decision making. The emotions may not allow them to think cognitively and also logically. And coming to that behavioral, today interpersonal issues are becoming thinner and thinner. Even within the family also relations are becoming thinner and thinner because of stress. That may be financial or some other. And coming to last one, I wanted to spend I think at least 30 seconds. Performance issues. Recent Harvard University, they did some work. Most of that their contribution, even though they are intelligent, because of the presenteeism problem. The word is called presenteeism. They're physically present, psychologically distracted due to stress. It means they are unable to engage themselves at the workplace. That is a performance problem. 30% of the productivity just draining from the corporate offices, even though they are intelligent people, because of this particular stress. That is in the name of performance issues. That is why they linked this particular stress versus performance is very much in thing. And just here I wanted to give this information, little scientific, because I worked in care hospital for 5 years as a consultant. I know what it is. So many people now think, though it is a common coronary artery diseases, but people still, they have their fear about the disease. The first and foremost thing is, there is no causative factor for heart disease, there are risk factors. There are around about 287 risk factors. Even the way you sit also may be a risk factor. But those are all not significant. These significant risk factors, there are 11. Out of 11, you can convert into 4 categories. Primary, you cannot modify it like age. As age increasing, risk increasing. Like gender, female, they are blessed till their menopause, and especially male gender, they're prone to this coronary artery disease. Very important thing is called heredity. These are all non-modifiable. But why this particular fellow, then now people are very much familiar with these four things. Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, and obesity. And if you have a question, why people are getting this hypertension? Many people attributing to their heredity. Because of my father is a diabetic, I am also a diabetic. Remember, the reason for this particular hypertension is improper dietary habits and also lack of physical activity and individual stress. I am telling you, for all these 4 secondary risk factors, these are all primary risk factors is important, and even stress is causing maladaptive coping, which is very important, significant risk factor that is called tobacco in any form, chewing, snuffing, smoking, anything. And I'll give you one clue here. Very important thing is, why people are doing exercise? This is the biggest question. Why? When mind is not in a mood, people won't go for any kind of physical activity. That mood issue is related to stress. Why people are eating some improper dietary habits? As per research, stressful mentality, they prefer fry items. Relaxed mentality people, they prefer gravy items. So this is lot of work gone into the subject. So the cause of causes, you call it as root cause, is nothing but individual stress. Individual stress promote that bad lifestyle. That lifestyle creates secondary risk factors. Secondary risk factors leads to some kind of coronary artery diseases. So here that one must have that this particular information about this particular individual stress. I think you got some idea about how this coronary artery disease, how it spread around. Now I have a question to you, because this is the auditorium. I cannot question you, cannot answer, but I myself will question and answer. First thing is called, what is the origin of stress? Some people attribute to demand, some people attribute to response, but the truth is it's a combination. It's a combination. And the second thing is, what is the impact of stress? Some people tell that stress as a distress is always harmful, but the truth is it's a variable. Some amount of stress is very much warranted. Zero stress leads to death. So stress is important, even physiological parameter. So coming to the scope of stress management, here bottleneck comes. With all this lecture and training and expertise, can you manage stress across the situations 24/7, 365 days? People have their experience and also their opinions, their beliefs may not be possible. But practically, technically, logically, stress management is always possible. How to convince that first before getting into the next topic. Why? Because we always aim at demand. As long as you are tackling demand, stress management. Sometimes you may not tackle the demands. They think that stress is there. But remember, response if you are able to tackle, that is also, if you are able to tackle the response, that is also stress management. It means you must have a strategy when to address the demand, when to address the response. That's all about stress management. Stress management as subject is always possible. But the complexity in stress management is not a knowledge-based subject. It is basically a skill-based subject. A typical Indian middle class mentality, they appreciate knowledge, they go through books, but they never get into the skill part. Unless they are skillful, knowledge is of no use, because when emotions are dominating, knowledge simply skip. So where we must have that skill part, where the techniques we must have. That's all about the difficulty in stress management. Now, this is the questionnaire I wanted to just circulate at this moment. Some of the, just you have this questionnaire, it doesn't mean that subsequently it is of some use for you. The thing is, you have one basic question. Those who are sitting here, one or two people are sleeping also. The thing is, sleeping for their stress management, that is the best option for them. You enjoy sleeping. And here some people have a question, they have not questioned because of indifference. And the question is, who will be without stress on this earth? Is there anybody, any creature, any living organism? This is a very basic question. Please remember, some people may think that children are blessed, they may not have stress. Forget about the children, even fetus also under tremendous stress today, yet to born. And also some people say that how this particular mad people, they may not be under stress. But as per research, they have a lot of stress, but they don't know how to express. And as per survey, you may also look at it based on your experience. 85% of the stress, that is called psychosocial stress, 2 categories of people, they win over that stress. They win over. One category is called stupid fellows. You know the stupid fellows, they never care the values. Even somebody call them donkey, they don't mind. See, they don't have any concern for that. They don't have any self-respect. Where is the stress? And the other category is saints. If somebody call them donkey, they are very clear they are not donkeys. They never get cut off. So where is the stress? These two categories, they can win over 85% of stress. But we are in between. So we have to have face stress in the day-to-day life. There is no escape. And here the question here is, how can you say whether you are under stress or not, whether you are enjoying your life or not? The hallmark is called optimum stress. How can you say that your stress is optimum, which is individual? It cannot be equal. My optimum stress may not be equal to your optimum stress. How can we say free of distress? The word is called free of distress. It's the elimination process. It's called screening. First 30 questions, you have that screening. It takes around 4 or 5 minutes. And if you have time, you can do that. That is called whether you have distress or not. But some cases may escape from this screening also. Even though they are suffering, they may not, this screening test may not capture that. But once they have the distress, the next step comes. That is the second page, third page. That is called where the actual problem is. How to pinpoint which causes that stress. That is called stress audit. There are two aspects of this questionnaire. First page only distress. And second, if they have distress, they can get into the verification what causes them distress. There are so many parameters. There are more than few hundred parameters. But 80-20 formula, you cannot go for all parameters, all variables. There are 12 significant variables are there that you can identify, address, whereby you can handle stress management perfectly as per our requirement. There is no one class. Okay, this anger management is sufficient for stress management, is of no use. For everybody, their stress is different and also their parameters are different. What are those parameters? And everybody had this questionnaire with you? Just keep it with you. Afterwards, you can handle it. If they have, please note down this. If the individual score is below 50, each 10. If the individual score is below 50, you are enjoying life. There is no need for any stress management intervention. You are a blessed soul. Whichever category you are, whatever property you have, whatever situation that you really presently have, but you are really a blessed soul because your distress matters a lot. When you don't have distress, your life is wonderful. That is a distress below 50. If the score is between 16 to 25, they have the distress. They require some techniques, not the theory. Some skills they require. If the score is more than 25, it is something, at times, their results, that is the consequences act as a cause. It becomes a more complicated. Loops are more. Only professional can help you out. If that is more than 25, one aspect. But this is very important. Distress score, you please keep it with you. You need not do it. If the score is below 15, you are lucky lot. That doesn't mean that you will be lucky forever. It's not a blood group. A phone call now may disturb whole distress score. So because that is why it is not something like, it's not a disease. So that is why for a health checkup today, there is no question of annual checkup. Now people are advocating every 6 months one should have checkup. Now at least once in 3 months you have distress screening for yourself. And then that is sufficient. Now coming, this is not so easy as it comes. And if you have some scientific observations, any demands, that psychological demands, social demands, unless you think about it, it will not be stressful. That is why generally used to say that if there is a snake here, people anyhow not coming, at least snake wants to learn more about stress management. So I am looking at you, snake is just listening to me, if at all. And who will be under stress? Me or you? Yourself. Why? Because you are looking at me and also snake, but I am not looking at snake. It means though there is a deadly demand which takes my life, but I have no stress at all. Then that doesn't mean all these people are under same stress. Some people, they think that what is this fellow? So they never care for my lecture and snake and nothing. They think about their subject and their particular obligations. Some people had already snake bite. They are in trauma. Some people already they had some kind of uneasy with me. For them it is an opportunity. No more stress. Now this fellow came here to deliver a lecture on stress management. Now he'll start dancing. Let us see. The moment you look at the snake. Understand my point? Some people are good at this snake subject. They think that who is more dangerous, whether this fellow or snake. So like that, the way, though the demands are there, the way you think will matters a lot. Your background, all. But even though your feelings are there, that will nervous activation, if it is strong, at least it will bounce back very fastly. But after nervous activation, we have a lot of response within the system, and in fraction of seconds, things are geared up to meet the demand, and there is no problem. That is where flight and fight. But today, you are living in social demands, where heart is burning, but your face must be pleasant. Otherwise, boss won't accept you. Your ferocious face, nobody will accept you. Though heart is burning, your face must be pleasant, accommodative, as if you look at him like a Buddha. That type of impression you should give to your boss. Then, in that situation, this most energy, stress, prepared but no action. This excessive stress will affect the weak link. This is very important word. You know the link theory. If you put some load, it will take. If you put more load to the chain, one link will break. What is that link? It is different from chain to chain. Whichever is weak link. For me, maybe that night I may have some kind of headache. For somebody, that chain, their link may be that some kind of loose motions. You know, sir, tomorrow there is something like annual convention, some kind of loose motion starts. Some late night, there is a news that convention postponed, stopped. So it is not because of diarrhea or dysentery. The link is that. What I wanted to communicate, here target organ activation are different from person to person. And today people are coping it with tablets and other things. And that's very temporary. At the end of the day, it leads to dysfunction or a disease that's called psychosomatic disease. And today, 20% of the stress is coming through your straight away to the nervous system. That is why people telling that don't browse much. Why? Because we are enjoying while browsing. Afterwards, no sleep. Even somebody having sleep, but it's not a sound sleep. So all these things, they are straining the nervous system. Like food also, it may be good for tongue, but after entering, it will strain the system. That is called bioecological stress. So I am not here to confuse you, but stress is not simple thing that you thought of it. How to handle it? It is like an elephant. You cannot eat it even though you are hungry. You have to cut and eat. How to cut? I'll tell you. That is called stress audit. This stress audit, you can use it personally and organizationally. How to use it? First of all, you should understand the total gamut of this particular stress. There are domain. The word is called domain, area, physical domain, neural area, neural domain. Every domain they have variables. First of all, some people have stress in a physical domain. Some people have stress in psychological domain. Some people may have stress in emotional domain. In emotion, where is it anxiety or anger? They have to go for that variable. So, first of all, audit means they have to identify what are the significant domains. Within the significant domains, what are the significant variables? What causes them stress? It is easy. It is not more than 30 to 40 minutes. We know, we can pinpoint, this is really is causing me a lot of stress to me. I am not beating around the bush. I am nailing on the head. How? This is the way to handle it. So, this is all about the variables. You may say that, is this only variables? No, there may be 100 more variables. But here we have to look at what are the highly significant variables. By handling these variables, 85% of the stress you can handle very effectively. This is all about stress management. Without assessment, stress management class is very loose approach. So one should have first distress screening, then you have to have, if there is a distress, then they will go for stress audit, identify the variables and act how to address those variables. And here stress management strategy is more important, strategy. When thought about the strategy, this is called coaching, this is called counseling, this is called guidance and mentoring. So for stress management, a lecture is of no use for every issue. For example, physical and neural domain, we need to have a coaching where you have to give the techniques and also improve the skills in that area, how best. So here one strategy I will propose here. Many people, they think that you change my boss, there is no stress. They are always posing stress, some other problems. Because if you give some money, there is no stress. They are always very specific about external demands. But remember, always stress management strategy starts universally as problem coming from left hand side like this. And solution should start from right hand side. That is called the best strategy. You should not wait for the demands. Demands are unpredictable, innumerable. You cannot think. First of all, you should think about the response. This is a whole world. That 70% of the human, they are working on this response level of management. Poor people, they will not have any stress issues much. Though they have the problems, they are not getting stress-related health issues. The reason is they know how to handle their physical variables because this is a need for them. It's a livelihood for them. Unless they work, they cannot meet their livelihood. This work will help them to strengthen their physical domain. The flexibility, the endurance, the strength and body mass composition, all these things are, it is blessed in disguise that poor people, they're blessed with this particular fitness. Why? That is where poor people, they may not have much stress-related health issues. They have the problem with malnutrition and other issues, but not this stress-related psychosomatic diseases. So now what we have to do here? Now I'm here to just to give one or two techniques to you, how best you can help yourself. In the name of strengthening the endurance, this is very important. Some people, because of the health report, they started walking. After some time they forget. But how best to handle this endurance? The endurance is very important for stress-related things. It is something like earthing. Earthing. You know the word earthing? Even there is a surge in the electricity. If your house having proper earthing, your instruments are safe. Yes or no? Same way, whether you have earthing or not, you should check. Because stresses are inevitable. News, you are ready. The moment you have mobile, you are ready to face any news. At that time, you must have earthing properly. If you have earthing, this excessive stress will never affect your head, your respiratory system or digestive system, whatever, all the vital systems. It will neutralize. How? By improving your physical domain. This because I think a decade back I had been to a National Police Academy where they have IG's, DIG's level 3 program. They requested me how to derive the best protocol to handle this particular, because they are senior people, they cannot go for morning fitness activities, they may not have gym when they are in the camp. They have their bedroom where it is 10 by 15. Within that bedroom, without proper dress code or without dress facility also, they have to keep up their endurance. How? This is what we have worked out and this really is working. And now I'll show that to you. Here, what I wanted to communicate, strategy must be there. As problems coming from left hand side, solution should start from right hand side. That is the best way because body is my command and control. But some other people are not in my control. This is how I wanted to convey endurance part. Now, here, this is a very funny thing. This earlier, our kitchen blessed with so many, all the spices, even ginger, cardamom, cloves, all these things are nothing but adaptogens. The word is called adaptogen. You write it down. Adaptogen means how best naturally to handle the stress-related problems. Adaptogen. We used to have in our kitchen. Now people are questioning what it is. Now you please look back, adaptogens. And all these things will be helpful because it's not because of virus, it's because of excessive stress. You can handle it with your kitchen. There's a pharmacy, great pharmacy. Now, coming to this formula, I think some of you may know this formula. If you don't know, please make note of it and try to practice it. That's called FITT formula. Always I communicate. This is the best part in my lecture. Even though you don't like stress is something rubbish for you, but this is really American Heart Association long back. They derived this formula. This is working. And even all the Heart Institute, they are promoting this. It means what? We think that we need to go for exercise for 1 hour. Not necessary. 15 minutes are sufficient when we are doing daily. Some people may not have time to do daily, alternate days. 20 minutes are sufficient. And some people have no time, weekdays, only weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Even there, 30 minutes, that weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sufficient. To handle stress-related issues, to keep our earthing intact, the word is, I'm again using the word earthing intact, you must have this particular FIT formula. In the FIT formula, only one thing is the time, and according to your availability, daily or alternate days. Second thing is type. Which type of exercise is good? Everybody started walking. I think like a wedding walk, it is of no use. Even for a whole year they walk, nothing will change. Why? Because some people may say that brisk walk, they don't have much clarity about the word brisk walk also. Now, COVID blessed with some kind of pulse oximeter. Everybody know the word pulse oximeter. Today all educated or uneducated, they know the word pulse oximeter, the pulse rate. So if it is say something like for aged people of 50 years aged people, the maximum heart rate is 170. At least 70% they should put it in action when they are doing some kind of exercise. This is the very important word. It means a 50 years old fellow, if they started walking like this for a whole day, it's of no use. It means while doing that walk, heart should rise to the extent of 119 beats per minute. So plus or minus 4-5, no problem. It's not something like exact number. So then only that ability to withstand will come. That's simple logic. If every day if I lift water, so with a 20 liters bucket, lifting that glass is very easy for me. Same thing with the body. Why heart alone? Why not kidney, liver, other things? Heart will saturate other organs, that it will reflect there. So better to strengthen that, then automatically you have the capacity to withstand to the stress. People are not ready to change their mind. People are not ready to change their lifestyle. But at least by doing this particular activity, they can handle the stress very effectively. That's what I wanted to communicate. And you may have some doubt also how it works, whether heart is really it is working and whether it will shoot up as our requirement, as per our requirement. We have only 1.5 minute test here, and if you are interested, you can take up the test. At least 1 or 2 people will come here. At least they can demonstrate whether that heart rate is rising or not. With pulse oximeter, I got it, and I can demonstrate. It means what? See, if you just raise the knee like this, simple, it's not a great exercise, raising the knee like this for 90 seconds. Every second one rise. It is 90 times. Automatically your heart rate will start rising and maintaining that. You got my point? Simple, like that I have developed some circuit training. Circuit training is very important. For example, I'll give a small demonstration to you. In this morning when you get up, within our bedroom, we are with the night dress, and the guys just have been to washroom, then, and once you come out of the bedroom, privacy is not there. How best, especially working women, this is the biggest issue, especially small houses, even fitness is the biggest issue for them. They cannot go out, they cannot do it at home also, but within the bedroom, they have little privacy. Adjacent to the bed, where they have that place of some 10 feet distance and 3 feet width, that where the corridor type, I think in the bed plus that room, that space, there morning when they get up, just to do like this. This is called some hand raising, morning hand raising. For how much time? Half minute. Then immediately they can change the movement, with this video I can share it with you on request. Then second thing is like this another half minute. It is a 1 minute. 1 minute. Because you cannot do like this for more than 1 minute. It's really paining here. You do it for half minute, then do it for another half minute. That's called hands movement started. Then knee raising, like this is for 1.5 minutes. And see, same thing you can plan for, you can fold the knees like this. This is for half minute, totally 2 minutes. First one is 1 minute, these are 2 minutes. 3 minutes. What is the third one? Third one is very simple. See, you can raise the thing, come back, raise the right leg, come back, raise the right leg, come back. And after half minute, you can think about left leg. And raising how much based on your comfort. Raise it, come back, raise it, come back. And the last, that's the 4 minutes. Last 1 minute, spot jogging. You create 8 number in the same place. Place is very small. There you can create the 8 number with little swing. If possible, 8 number, 5 minutes over. Again you start like this. This is called circuit. One circuit over 5 minutes. Second circuit, same thing. After doing 15 minutes, you win the day. The day already you invested. I think you can maintain your pulse rate of 119, whatever, as per your age. You can check. It's sufficient. You got my point? Right. Now this is all about physical domain. And protocol, little protocol. First day itself, don't go for 3 rounds. First day, do it only 1 round, 5 minutes. First week. Second week, go for 2 rounds. Third week, go for 3 rounds. Your body will never disturb you. It will strengthen you. Are you straining the system or training the system? It matters. Many people in the name of exercise, they strain the system. That is not good. You train the system. And other limitations are there for the health problem people that I will discuss later. But normally, this is a protocol. What is this DS? Disease specific. Some people have osteoarthritis and some people have rheumatoid arthritis. There, the approach should be different. This is very important. This is all important because we are all mind workers. You are all mind workers. Okay, we have done something for 15 minutes per day. Over. This is a great thing. What next? Are you enjoying the day? The word relax is matter a lot. It is really all over the world. How to switch off, how to slow down. There are so many books. Internationally, very much acclaimed books on switch off and slow down. Now, gear up and get up and gear up is not the era. The era is only how to slow down and switch off. That's all about relaxation. Many people are going some Europe tour, America tour, all those tours for the sake of relaxation. But it's very simple concept, scientific concept. Relaxation is basically normal healthy function. We have to have the sympathetic and parasympathetic activity. This particular activity, as a child, everybody has. And over a period of time, we get into the hypersympathetic activity, where we don't know how to sleep, we don't know how to relax, we don't know how to calm down. What do you mean by relaxation? It's not just rest. Rest is a physical level aspect, but relaxation is psychological level aspect, where it goes to neurology also. This central nervous system, we should have a balance here. This balance should come very frequently, time to time, quickest possible time. Within fraction of seconds, you have to balance yourself. That's all about relaxation. If they don't know how to balance this sympathetic and this is called gas pedal and brake pedal. You cannot keep both the pedals at a time. You will get fused. Either you have to go for gas pedal or brake pedal, but it should be balanced. So how to deal with that? The word is called relaxation. Many people, they have their own definition of relaxation. If you ask that word relaxation, they talk more about it. But the relaxation is the ability to shift the thought to the present. How fast, how quick. People, they have the ability, it's a skill-based subject again. So if I am able to come back to the present, that's all about relaxation. It's not something like only remaining samadhi state is not relaxation. That is a trance. It's not a trance. Balancing is called relaxation. And it is an antidote for stress response. So what I wanted to communicate here, emotional domain, cognitive domain, this requires a lot of data and a lot of inputs. But physical domain and neural domain, everybody can do it. At least you can enjoy day-to-day life without much investment. See, bring the thought to the present. There are so many techniques are there, innumerable techniques. The muscle, imagination and consciousness, and it will help us for concentration and rejuvenation. So the more you relax, that is why child, even though it tired so much morning to evening, if you look at his energy levels in the evening, it is just like in the morning. But for us adult, so after a thorough breakfast, lunch, dinner, in between tea, snacks, by evening people get tired. But it's not the same with the child. Why? Because child, they have the mechanism how to bring to the present. But you don't have that mechanism. We always something tilting like this. This balancing is not calibrated time to time. If any balance not calibrated, the weighment is wrong. But for the child, they have that the privilege, but you don't have that privilege. You miss that privilege over a period of time. So look at it. If you relax, respiration slower, heart rate, arteries, all these things is very slow. So now what I wanted to say, now I'll give you my experiences. It's not the lecture I'm just giving now. See, we have taken up challenge. It's not a lecture, pre and post. A challenge of in the name of consulting project, where they'll give 500 people, 1,000 people to me. How to just deliver the outcomes without showing the outcomes, so that is not. Say in the Singareni College itself, I have done 4 projects, though it is a public sector unit. And then NFC I have done, and also NTPC I have done, in 2 projects I have done, and also Vision Infotech done, I have Hetero I have done. These are some of the projects have executed. I'll show you this is not just lecture approach. It is a systems approach. How much time till I have? Another half an hour. Thank you so much. So it is a system approach. See, if organization is serious about stress management of their employees, a lecture will not be helpful. The system approach, for 15 years research of 90 published papers, what they claimed, system approach, because they have to address primary, secondary and tertiary. All these things at a time they have to address. Then only it is useful for the employee and also for the organization. It is not something conducting some lectures, conducting some training programs, or something giving some counseling opportunity, keeping some healthcare center. These are all, it's of no use as per the research. 15 years research published in 90 acclaimed articles. What they said, the system of direct stimulus, primary, organizational, social, where the individual is facing it. The secondary is a response, how we responded. Tertiary is a distress and dysfunction. If one is suffering, it is an individual headache. If few people are suffering, it is an organizational headache. One fellow is suffering, it is individual headache. But if absenteeism is there, turnover is there, high expenditure, low productivity, it is an organizational headache. So this is system approach is only we are promoting it, where there is a flow like awareness, then assess, then analyze, then action steps, all-round support and accreditation. And this is the focus in intervention for the organization. When you look at awareness and audit should be for everybody. And here once you conduct the audit, some people they write, because it is a paper and pencil test, people may write as per their interest. Some people are needed but not interested. They write something. Some people are not needed but interested. They write something. Some people are interested and needed. They write something. So with all this data, you can have that coaching. Only 15 to 20% people are required. Not all 100 people out of 100. Skill based. Only 3 to 5% employees based on the nature of the industry. They require the stress counseling, not psychological counseling. We are not going to give any psychological. There is no need. We are not neither talking about psychological abnormality or some personality disorders. It is only stress-related attitudes and the issues. So where, as I told you, a phone call can change. So the support must be 24/7. it doesn't mean only once in a 6 months things will happen on some kind of customary basis. Not. This is all about focused intervention, and I'm just giving you the results, key findings, these are all published in a good journal, and where the psychosocial dysfunction like HDL, diabetes, cholesterol has been reduced significantly because they have the pre and post test, and well-being of the employees significantly reduced distress, and positive trend in their organization comes like reduction of the health bills. At that time, Narsingarao used to be there as a chairman of that Singareni College. He asked that our bills are more because people are going for more to corporate hospitals from the mines, though they have that mine-based hospitals. But the bills have reduced, and they have the problems with the accidents because mining is an unnatural activity. They're prone to accidents. Because of stress, they commit more accidents. This helped them to address those things. Like NFC, that serum cortisol, because they spend more on the cortisol, which is very expensive. Most of the international people only do it. It helped, and distress parameters, total cholesterol. And at that time, 2015, my 4th International Congress CEO, that his name is, forgotten. He came and told that we got this particular world record, that is probably he implemented stress safety net. So this is because one of the key factors, he himself told in his keynote. That's all about this particular NFC. Coming to the NTPC, they have that business excellence, because the business excellence score is in most of the corporates. Distress reduced, accident, because they have big accidents at Singrauli. Because of that, they conducted this, and also they willing to extend to other units of NTPC. Coming to the Vision Infotech, they have general electrical, they have the big contract. Because of stress, people are not committing to the deadlines. This stress management helped them to retain the contract. They have learning improved optimization, habit formation, and psychological. So this is all about what you call how it worked for organization level. And I'll just demonstrate to you, it is not so difficult because around 100 and 120 participants are available here. I have developed a system. This system will help you because you can take this system. I think eat away and take away. So most of the restaurants now doing more business on take away because staying and sitting in the restaurant is very difficult. Now we say 80% of the all food business is take away business, not eat away business. And I will tell you how best you can use my subject after dispersing from this class. And I have developed one mechanism for you that I will demonstrate. What is the site? You just log out. Yes, this is the site I have developed. This is we are using for corporate companies. This we can use it. Because if you ask me, I'll give you the access to you. The access is very comprehensive access. You can get everything. Whatever I told you, maybe 1%, 100% you can get from this. And it is highly interactive. Just I'll show you, the copesmart.com is the title, and everybody requires some username and password that I will give you based on your interest. For example, I can create one particular new company, there only they can use it for different things. For example, simple thing. And by just taking his credentials, he will get his cabin. Everybody has their own cabin. Nobody can look into their cabin. This cabin is for everything. First thing is, this cabin is mainly meant for their assessments. Okay. They can go for assessments. So time to time they can assess. They can assess several things. Here I kept it only personal stress audit, family resilience, professional student stress coping profile. Here, most of the employees today, the issue is their stress is not because of their workload. Their stress is because of their teenage, their children targets, academic targets. That is more stressful for them. So, how to understand their children's stress academically, and this is very important thing. Most of the for academic excellence, once they click, they take the assessment concept here. A questionnaire will come. This questionnaire, they can just, this is a personal audit, whatever you have the questionnaire and physical copy, the same copy that it will reflect here, and you can fill all this, the details, and it will be recorded in your cabin. You understand? Then what is the result of this particular cabin? Once you go back, after filling up this particular thing, automatically you will get the report. Not only the report, even solution aspect also will get it. We developed algorithms for this. For example, all the whatever you have done it will be recorded here in the name of reports. The reports you can see, you can view the report. This just only, it's very pseudo report, and you can have your original report and you can look at it. And this is where, and the flexibility, what they have, what's the feedback status, relaxation ability, what is their anger, and what is the anxiety, you are suffering from hyper anxious reactivity, how to handle it, what is the depression, what is the self-esteem, what is the behavior pattern, what is the internal locus of control, and what are the life events, what is the overload, deprivation, frustration, role stress. It means we need not do only one activity for everybody by the name of stress management. We know where the problem is by conducting this stress audit. So once we have this, and then we can look at the protocol. Sorry. So you can use what are the techniques for coaching and muscular flexibility, circuit training, and they can go for the technique DIY, do it yourself, because at some level you don't require any kind of professional support, because stress is there. I know the root cause. I need not invest most of my time on stress management. I know the problem. For the anger, what to do, for my flexibility, what to do, for my anger, how to go about. All these things are available here. Then once you have it, then if they think that there is a problem here, they can book the consultation. In no time, online, they can get either in person or online consultation, book the consultation is available. Then once they book the consultation, the timings are available. They pick up the time, Monday, today, I think, then they can go for online. Automatically appointment has been fixed, and when they go for my appointments, one appointment is already available here. Start the session. Now click the session, automatically two-way video will communicated. It is very highly encrypted. So they can, because 4 o'clock why I kept, 4 o'clock started, that is why I kept. Now session starts, video section, once you enable the video. So this is a protocol. Then here, this is all about the client. Even for consultant level, there are so many things. I can view that particular reports. I can give one more questionnaire for them, and how best to help themselves. These are all the things are very much in thing now. It is not something under experimentation, and people can look at it very clearly. This is all about the that facility for you. You can just take it very easily, and no more critical inputs. We have problem, assess it. If there is a problem, how to handle it. And there is something like DIY modules. You can do it on your own, or you have something, a mechanism to take the expert support. You can book the appointment. Even there also they can see that who are there, and before handling the case, they can see this report from there, and they can write the protocol. The beauty of this is most of the counseling aspects, protocol documentation, and that habit formations are very, very difficult. But we have a mechanism. Even that fellow come after 6 months, we can see that what protocol has been given, and what is the next step for him, and what are the assessments that he has taken, and what was the result earlier. Everything at one place. This is the profile they can take up. This is all about the Cope Smart. I think you are clear about it. Now, I'll close this. Now this is very important now. Now just I'll give you this particular thing where so far I talked about, even I wanted to give some relaxation technique to you, and if you are ready you can take up, but many people, they are about to sleep but they take this as an opportunity to make it official, but my precious time I don't want to miss it. So that anyhow, that relaxation is not sleeping. That consciously should bring the mind back to the present. How fast, how quick. Anybody can back to normal after one day. But if you're able to back normal within a half minute, really I'm blessed. Like that, the technique you should be skillful. For that, there is a protocol. I cannot arrange that immediately because I have my doubt. It's my, what you call, attitudinal issue. It's not. Now coming to this behavior pattern, this is really in thing. This, if you learn it, you will be happy. Many people now go-getters today, they wanted to achieve something in the life. They wanted to come up in the life. They have everything, but they don't know how to enjoy. The problem is arranging things or enjoying things are two different things. People may arrange many things, but they don't know how to enjoy those things. The culprit is a type A behavior pattern. It started in 1917 US, where two cardiologists, they are discussing over a cup of tea. They have the perennial problem of their patients. They are behaving like this. They have the doubt whether disease causes this behavior or because of this behavior they got that disease. And they did some 10,000 patients for 15 years. They have concluded confidently this is only the behavior created that particular coronary artery disease. Is highly significant. They call that behavior as a type A behavior. You browse it, you know better than this. But I wanted to give some information about type A. Type A behavior, they have excessive competitive drive. They don't know how to relax. Even while taking tea also, they will go fast and take tea. Taking tea is to refresh ourselves. There also they want to compete themselves. Excessive competitive drive for mundane activities, routine activities. They never allow somebody to walk in front of them. There is no reason. So excessive and impatience. They are not what you call impatience means they are not system oriented. They think that they are solution oriented. They use the word come to the point. The word is called come to the point. Don't tell stories. Come to the point. Come to the point. There is no point there. So it is only myth. So they always they bypass the systems. They want only solution. If you bypass the systems over a period of time, that your speed driving will become a rash driving, definitely prone to accidents. One thing is called excessive competitive drive. Why? Because for everything they will be more competitive. If there is no competitive, even they will never play cards for fun. Even if they wanted to play cards, they need some bet. Then only they will get the kick. So for everything they need some competition. They never live for fun. They live for competition. And second thing is impatience. It means they never have that system-oriented respect. They want just solutions at the quickest possible time. And they always try to bypass the systems. Third thing is called aggressiveness. These people, they always try to target the submissive people. Because assertive people escape somehow. But these aggressive people always target the submissive people. They are unrest. They make everybody unrest. So aggressive people, there is a assertiveness, excessive, that aggressiveness. And also lastly, sense of time urgency. They always say that I don't have time, I don't have time. It means they planned well in advance to go up. They don't have time on this earth. Because of heart attack, they die fast. Why? Because they're telling from the day one, I don't have time. Pack up very fast. So these four qualities, there are more, 18 qualities are there, but I kept only 4 qualities. significant qualities. This is really always invite any issue as a stressful issue. They convert to issue as stress. This particular behavior, this behavior pattern is they are the people go-getters. They're like a sniffer dogs to the organization, but they are really dangerous for themselves and their family. Once they retired, family will discard them. See, this fellow is never useful to the family. They are only useful to the organization. So once they become independent, they discard this fellow. So fortunately, this fellow will pack up well in advance. There is a second issue. So this is the issue. One should not entertain the type A behavior pattern. They should consciously mellow down to type B. How? First one is called excessive competitive drive. How to mellow down the excessive competitiveness? They think that their position is permanent, their property is permanent, they are permanent. Once they have the spiritual tint, that particular, the permanency word will mellow down slowly. And means imbibe spirituality, not religiosity. Spirituality. There is a difference between spirituality and religiosity. Where science ends, their philosophy starts. Where philosophy ends, their spirituality starts. In between, religion corrupts. So what is the difference between spirituality? Concern for fellow being. From self-centeredness to selflessness. That's all about spirituality. From highly self-centeredness, that's called type A behavior. Selflessness is nothing but spirituality. Concerned. Bahujana Sukhaya, Bahujana Hitaya. That's all about spirituality. So here, that how to get into that? Go to the pilgrimage. Now we are very keen about pleasure trips, not pilgrimage. And listen to the discourses and read the scriptures. This is very, very important to imbibe that spirituality. Otherwise, it will taper out very fastly. Imbibe the spirituality. It is not something like I learned Bhagavad Gita in my childhood. It's of no use. Every day they should go for Parayana. Why every day? Even though they learned, they are experts in it. Every day, why they should do it? It is nothing but like a mirror. Every day you are looking at your mirror. You know your face. Why you are looking at mirror every day? Are you looking at mirror or are you looking at yourself through mirror? If you want to look at physically yourself, you need mirror. If you want to look at your personality, you need scripture. Scripture will define you how the personality you have. That's all about, this is all about how to deal with it. So, like that, effort to ladder is more important. Impatience, aggressiveness people. Aggressive people always, they confuse themselves and others. And they hurt others. If you hurt others, definitely people may not come back again. So, ascent to ladder is very good ladder. They should and daily meditation. Impatience, this is a great word. Patience and impatience. What is the impatience? Logically dominated. That's called impatience. Logically dominated. They think that they are more intelligent. They can come to the solution very fast. It means they are giving upper hand to the logic. It means this logic is becoming their master. This bloody logic should be their servant. To realize that logic is not my master, because there is nobody in the history who enjoyed the life with logic. If you are logical at home, your life is miserable. Is it useful? Logic, apply logic at home. It's really miserable. So, logic is only for livelihood, time to time, how to use it. But if you are getting dominated by logic, that you have to put it aside and keep pause. How to keep pause? Only through meditation. Meditation will help us to keep pause for your logic. Then once you keep pause, you know what we are. You are not dominated. It's a bad servant. It's a bad master, good servant. So that is what daily meditation and that time management, that sense of time urgency, how to differentiate, how to go for that. Everything is a loaded one. I think my time is up. I'll stop at this moment, and I request you, last but not least, and I'll give you one warranty card to you. So we have warranty card for this lecture, and you can take my service by using this email and mobile if you are interested. And also institute can conduct organization stress audit for effective solution if they are interested. This is all about my promise. Thank you so much. I'll start. I can take questions. I'm finished, but I can still take questions.
Any questions? Anyone?
I think leaving this auditorium is the greatest stress management for them. So that's they are telling with their action. Thank you.
Suppose we need ourselves to assess the stress management.
Hmm.
So what are the how it is goes on this scope what?
I told you the first step is you go for distress screening. Distress, because if you are happy, don't make your life stressful. Don't use the site unnecessarily. First of all, conduct first 30 questions audit. Already I told you, each compartment 10 questions. If your score, honestly, you need not show to anybody. Below 15, you are greater than anybody on this earth. Be happy and maintain that. If the score is above 15, then immediately you just ask me. I'd given the...
I'm a social worker. I want to practicing in our field area. Suppose these persons, some problematic persons, how to assess that people. So
You wanted to extend this service to your people.
yeah, our people.
It is stressful to me at this moment. See, my warranty only go for my warranty. I am not giving warranty for your the clientele. I am giving warranty for you. Thank you. Any other question? Thank you so much. Right.
Thank you, sir, for
And
this.
few people clapped, few people silent, people don't know what to do. This is all about stress only. If you are with the hurt and stress, even somebody is clapping without sound. That is also much more stressful. So this is the human mental. We can make out how stressful the situation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful session on stress management. You may please take your seat.
Thank you.
Now I would like to request Sri Manoj Kumar, Assistant Registrar, Establishment, for his vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank the Registrar and Director Admin Sir, senior faculty members, and staff of NIRDPR who are present here for the lecture session. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Uday Kumar Reddy, our ex-faculty, for having accepted our invitation for today's lecture. The topic of stress management is very relevant and also very vast. Sharing his experience in such a short duration is actually difficult. Notwithstanding, I think he has captured the sense of matter very well. He has touched upon the reasons and causes for the stress and how to manage it. Through his rich experience, he has shared some of the practical aspects and the ways to handle stress-related issues. I am sure all of us will have benefited to some extent in handling stressful situations after today's session. Once again, I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Reddy sir for the enriching session. Lastly, I would like to thank all the admin staff involved in making the event successful. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you everyone for coming. I request everyone to gather outside for tea.